Let's talk about Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan, for myself, is an absolute fascination. I have a real interest in the golfers that became great pre-golf coaching, right? Because what were they doing? What were they trying to figure out? And Hogan is an interesting fascination for me because not only did he figure stuff out, but he also had this nice way of articulating it for others to figure out what he'd figured out. And I think it was kind of like that early golf coaching Hogan is still perceived by, well, I'm assuming lots of golf coaches and golfers around the world. The thing that Hogan discovered was obviously this concept of plane, right? So he kind of had that plane of glass analogy where he would try and swing the club up and down this plane of glass, and he knew that if he could do that, that would obviously bring him repeatability. And second to that, he started to kind of realize that if he swung his arm slightly flatter, he has less deviation to come down on towards this plane line. And I would say for lots of us, that's actually really relatable. What you don't want to do in the golf swing is you don't want to get too disconnected, right? You don't want to lift your arms massively too far away from your body because obviously, you know, theoretically, the higher you can lift your arms, the more speed you can create, right? Because you've got more leverage. But the secondary problem for most amateur golfers is you've then got to re-coordinate, bringing your arms back down that plane line. Whilst if you can kind of work on taking it back like so, okay, see the way I allow my right arm to fold nice and early, so I'm not taking it out here, keeping my arm straight, let my right arm fold. And then from here, as I then sort of turn and do a little bit of arm lift, you can see the way the club shaft is nicely on plane, my left arm is nicely located through my shoulder line. Hogan would go a little lower than this, that's an option. But then from there, look how easy it is to just drop that club back in towards this position, and then obviously work on that release coming in towards that through swing. So I wanted to create a little video on Ben Hogan, and I wanted to create a little video on the backswing position. And I think Ben Hogan, you know, by understanding plane and understanding basically that, okay, well, if this plane concept exists, then theoretically the closer I can swing to it, the more likely I'm going to be repeatable. And I think that's really applicable, particularly for lots of amateurs. If you're somebody who's trying to work on your swing and you want more consistency on a day-to-day basis as opposed to just peaks and troughs, then I would suggest swinging on plane is obviously a must, but therefore taking a little bit of inspiration of Hogan, keeping the arms a little bit more connected with your body will make a massive difference. Work on it, let me know. I'll see you guys again really soon.